So is the market finally recovering, right? So this is what I'm trying to go over today in today's video. For those of you guys who want to see this video and voted in my Instagram. So first here we're looking at NQ, which is the future for Nasdaq, showing pretty much starting to recover after today, after hitting lows of 12958 and recovering of highs currently after our market at 13340, right? So we've been seeing this. If I go to the 180-day chart and zoom in, we've been seeing the market um, aggressively selling off after it's reached all new highs, and just as always, it's a consistent uptrend pattern where it makes new highs and then makes a correction back to the SMA line, makes new highs, correction to the SMA line, did it once again, correction, and now we reached a point where we are now recovering. We can see that today we saw all this. It was consolidating for a bit, and now we have pushed above the EMA line, right? So one or two things are going to happen here, right? So either it's going to pull back to the EMA line, which is right around this general area, which is 13249, before it continues to push up, or tomorrow we can just see an aggressive push up, right? So tomorrow will really determine if we still continue making new highs and lower highs, right? For it to recover back to where it used to be and make all-time new highs, right? So if we zoom in to, let's say, the 5-day 15-minute chart, we can see that it was downtrending here, and then it was having a consolidation period right around here. And if I draw these lines real quick, yeah, right around this area, we can see that it kept finding a support around this area and a resistance around this area, but now after our market we finally broke it and shooting for new highs, right? So all we can expect that tomorrow morning, hopefully we continue seeing this pattern and continue seeing new highs for recovery, right? So what do you invest in when the Nasdaq and the overall market is starting to recover? Well, I invest in TQQQ, as we see here, right? So based off where it's at as of right now and where it previously used to be, if we see how much percentage it would be from where it's at now to where it used to be, it's about a 10% gain, right? That we can see within a few days of recovery if it pushes up aggressively, right? And if we shoot for all-time new highs, and I zoom in here, we can literally, like, well, where it used to be, it would be around 14%, and if we go for all-time new highs because it continuously making new highs from where it's at now, we can say 20% gain within the next 1 or 2 weeks, right? So that's the play that I'm currently seeing at, right? So the overall market was dropping, so now a lot of things are starting to recover, such as Tesla, right? So that's another play we can do here that you've got to be careful with, where it was consolidating and at this area of support levels of about 810 and resistance levels of around the 890 to $900 mark. It broke below its support levels and now started having this aggressive sell-off, right? But now it has aggressively sold off, hit lows of 617 and recovered, and now broke above the EMA line, right? So now that we're above the EMA line, I can only expect it to go to its previous support levels. So if it continues to uptrend and continue following the Nasdaq's pattern, we can see basically from where it's at now, Tesla will recover about 10% of its gains to around the $800 to $810 mark, right? So those are two plays right now that you can look into. You know, be careful. The market is still really extremely overbought. It can still pull back, but we'll just see tomorrow as how Tesla, TQQ, and how other stocks that follow the Nasdaq tend to recover after this correction that we had for the past following week, right? So for those of you guys who don't understand really what NQ, TQs, and SQs are, it's a triple leverage ETF, right? So we read the future, but we trade its ETF, which is TQQQ, right? They follow the exact same pattern. If you look at the pattern that /NQ have, which is the future, we can see this pattern it has here. Now I'll hurry up and switch over to TQQ. It's almost the exact same identical pattern, right? And then if we go back to the future and then we look at SQQQ, which is the inverse ETF of this, right? You'll see it as the complete opposite, which is a downtrend pattern, right? So that's why when the market was dropping, I made my previous video where if the market is overall dropping, you would invest into SQs because it does the opposite and pushes up, right? So I look forward for the market tomorrow and its recovery that we're going to have throughout the next couple of days. So for any of you guys who have any questions, feel free to message me or DM me. And yeah, I hope you guys have a green day tomorrow and the rest of your week. And happy trading.